Good morning, people. Wake up, wake up. Yes, it is another installment of your morning yard stream. Y'all see my breakfast? I had turkey bagel from Wawa with my coffee. It's delicious. All right, anyways. You see the titles today. We will be talking about just briefly. The Moors are on the clock now. I want all my brothers and sisters who are Moors, who represent Moor science, especially in dealing with law and nationality, to get in touch with me if you can. This weekend I'm going to really push the issue 7, 8, 9. I'm going to really push the issue this weekend and see what's up. Because I want to have a conversation, because it's an important conversation to have. And a lot of people are going to learn a lot from it, I think. I'm sure they will, because there's a lot of people to date who still don't really know. There's a lot of people to date who still don't really know anything about this stuff except that these people talk about it. You know, it's like a known thing that you hear these people talking about it. People who call themselves or promote themselves as being Moors. Now, you may hear different ones, no different than anything else, no different than the special Hebrew Israelite who's so different than everyone else, or the special Muslim who, so different from everyone else and all that shit. But ultimately, they represent the same thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, dealing with these brothers, man, I just want them to know, yo, I don't have a problem with you being what you are. Like I said, one of the Moors I respect the most. Hold on, one of the Moors that I respect the most was Tariq Bey and the brother Asir, the Duke of Tears. And it's like, I respect them because of the men that they present themselves are, not necessarily what they talking about all the time. So that's what I look at more than anything, Sabir Bey, which is why I said what I say about you now. You fucking weirdo. And I've been around it long enough, nigga, in this world, in these fucking streets, and just period, G. You a fucking weirdo. I could see when a man has too much arrogance and pride, and there's no way he'll admit it, because I was one of those men. So that's why it's easy for me to see that shit. And when you're dealing with someone in an area of some treacherous shit I gotta get through real quick. All right. When you're dealing with people in the realm of education, everyone is supposed to become humble, including the teacher, because the teacher knows that they don't know everything. So it's like, I'm pretty sure most people who have taught have had to say to their students, especially high school and low and under, more than once, like, hey, I don't know everything. Just because I'm a teacher, I don't know everything. But you got these dudes who purport to be teachers and they know every fucking thing. And if you challenge anything they say, they'll try to put it in the realm of some sort of dim-witted person who doesn't even know how to throw them a proper question and things of that nature. And again, talking to me, G, that is just not what you're dealing with. I know exactly what I'm saying. I know exactly what I'm asking you. And I know exactly what kind of answer I should get. Most importantly, the whole point of asking a question is getting to an end result, meaning I know what the point of what I'm asking you, why I'm asking you. And for the millionth time, the reason why I ask you guys about evidence, facts and evidence is because I know you don't have it. So, because if it was there, you'd just readily provide it. There would be no confrontation, there'd be no conversation. You'd just be like, oh, here, right here, go to this site, right there. That's what you do. So the reason why you don't do it, hold on, okay. The reason why you don't do it is because you can't do it. And instead of saying you can't do it, here comes arrogance and pride from years of doing what you've been doing and having people come to you and telling you how great you are for everything you've been doing and shit like that. Now, in your mind, nobody can tell you shit. Because most of the time, most of the people you encounter, you're in a teacher, student, master, servant looking type relationship. And it's hard for you to adjust to people who seemingly are coming out of nowhere. But the thing is about it is we're not really coming from out of nowhere. We're just coming from our own perspective now because we have social media and we're able to do that. Whereas before, it wasn't like that. So, like these people talk about books and shit, not realizing that there's tens of thousands of people on YouTube who don't make videos or anything of the sort and are involved in probably 10 to 15 different book clubs on different types of books. Like you don't know who you're dealing with just because you're on YouTube. Just because you're on YouTube and you're out there as far as doing lectures and talking in front of people, you somehow feel that you're the one who has so much information that others don't have. And you can't say no you don't, because yes you do. That's exactly how you present yourself. Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. It's exactly how you present yourself. And you're wondering why, at this point in time, all these people are actually saying something about this shit now. More than before. Nobody wants to just be talked at by somebody telling me that how superior thinking they are and what they've learned and all this shit, man. I'm not just trying to hear that shit, man. I'm not trying to hear that without any proof, especially when you start talking about ancient history. You start talking about ancient history and what happened 8,000 years ago in Kemet and shit like that, and you're saying it definitively. And if anyone challenges you, you will not even for 2 seconds accept the fact that ultimately I am lacking in certain elements it requires to have overwhelming and complete truth of what the fuck happened. You're not gonna do that. Hold on, guys. You're way too arrogant for that. You're way too arrogant for that. What you're gonna do is read a book and then come tell me about it. And while you're gonna go read a fucking book, I ain't even walk back there. Now I gotta walk right back over there. You're gonna read me a book and you're gonna come tell me about the book you read. That's about it. That's all you guys do. You're gonna tell me about court and stuff. And yeah, he's a dumbass. Leonard, he's a fucking dumbass. He's a dumbass. Like, Root is a fucking dumbass, man. And like I said, I feel bad, not feel bad, but I'm mad, more mad at myself for allowing him to come back after he initially said that shit. I should have been like, nah, nigga, you said you hope the police kill black people, nigga. And I don't give a fuck. If I know that niggas is fucked up, and if you so superior minded like you claim, you know that your people are fucked up from the get-go, nigga. Not all of them, but majority of them, especially when it comes to taking shit that should be taken serious, and shit that shouldn't, not fucking with it. Worried about street shit, worried about shit they shouldn't be worried about ancient Egypt, shit like that, like shit that just not gonna do shit for you for real. It's not gonna make you whole. But ultimately, you motherfuckers is running around, running your mouth. People like Root, calling himself a Moor, learning from them, learning that, hey, I could just talk shit and I could just read book, talk shit about the shit I read in the books as though it's some sort of fact that I have. I keep telling you niggas, yo, you read that shit in a book, man. Stop telling me it's a fact because you're making me think you're fucking retarded. Like, what the hell? You can't just... And then, if you notice the question I always have for Moors, my fellow Moors, sisters and brothers. Hold on, guys. What's going on, Kev? So, the question I have for my Moors brothers and sisters, it's like... clarity, and always remember that I'm asking these questions and I'm saying all this shit for clarification purposes, so that you can't be hit with anything that you get caught deflecting in or having to evade because you don't have an answer and you've presented yourself as a person who has all the answers. My number one question for people who call themselves Moors: are the things that you read in books, okay? The things that you read in books, all the information that you read in books, are you telling me that stuff, that information, is a direct synonym for fact? And that's a question, again, they never want to answer. At least the ones I've been asking. And then, of course, you're going to hear that. See, there's dirty Moors, and then there's semi-dirty Moors, and then there's clean Moors, and then, you know, you're going to hear a bunch of that shit. I'm just being real, yo. Any brother or sister who's in the Moorish science and you hear this video, yo, I'm just being real. And if you be real with yourself, you know that it's niggas out here who call themselves Moors who say that shit all the time. You know that it's niggas, brothers and sisters out here who call themselves Moors, and once you ask them questions about certain things that they can't answer, oh, what are you trying to use this for? Get out of jail free card or all that stupid shit, then try to pretend like they're so noble and this is all just a noble undertaking and this, that. Like, come on, man, stop it, yo. I wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't being said. It's a standard fucking response that they say. This shit is standard. They always say it when you hit them with questions of fact. It's like deflection 101. I even think that sometimes they really believe that they're not deflecting when they deflect. Like it has to be that way, because some people think that they're so smart and that they're superior to you, but they pretend that they're not. And they pretend, and they kind of believe the act that they put on, like, no, you know, I accept information, I can build with anybody, and blah. Nah, bitch, you think you superior. You think that you read this book and that book and this book and that book right there, so that obviously means that you're smarter than me or you know more than me. Because why? You equate information that you take in books as facts. Am I wrong for that, y'all? Do anybody in the chat think that I'm wrong for saying that? Do you think that I'm reading the Moors wrong? Because every time you speak with them, what will they do? What's the first thing they do? They go to a chalkboard. They go like, dog, what are you demonstrating to me? You're not demonstrating nothing to me but a bunch of words. Ultimately, I don't even care about the words. I wish we had telepathy popping so then we could do what the point of words are, is convey a thought. What are you trying to convey to me? That's the whole point of words. What the hell is it that you're trying to convey to me? And if you're telling me that all the words that you got out of this book, all the words that you got out of this book are synonymous and can directly be called fact, and the crazy part about it is you'll have some who really believe that that is the case. Like one in particular that I talked to who said yes, because you cross-reference. Oh, so reading even more books. I'm going to take what I got from the book and read even more books, which is nothing wrong. I do not deter. First off, I make my kids do it. So if I'm making them do it, I'm not going to try to deter anybody else from reading books. You know what I'm saying? This is not what this is about. This is about ODing on books. Okay? That's more what this is about. This is more about ODing on books. You don't want to OD on books, because you lose the point of the book. The point of the book is to convey a thought of some sort of point. 879. If you convey the message, then the mission is accomplished. If you convey the message, mission is accomplished. Okay? So the point is, I want to know what thoughts do we need to convey with each other to get to some sort of common ground, to get to where we need to be, whatever, etc., etc. That's it. These niggas take the book as though it's holy writ. I read this book and I read another book that corroborated this book, and the person who sent me to read that book was the person whose book I just read. Why wouldn't they send you a link or a reference to someone who's corroborating what they say? Why would they send you to a link that's saying something against what they say? So you take all of that, again, as holy writ. Thou shalt not question an author. If you have the title of author, that means you are a god, according to the Moors. Not to mention, this is crazy because I met an author, like, what's this, 2018? This is around almost 10 years ago. 10 years ago. This woman that I was dating at the time, she worked for some author out where I live. And I didn't even know who the fucking dude was. But apparently he was an author, him and his wife, as a matter of fact. And she worked for him. I didn't know how close I was to God, according to the Moors, because they're authors. And you want to know what they look like? They look like people. They look like people, just like you and I. That's exactly what they had, kids and a dog. I was like, man, now that I look back on it, the people that the Moors call God kind of just look like regular, normal motherfuckers. Thank you. It's like, yo, reference, it's entertaining, man. I'm going to tell you that. Like, chasing references, for me, that was fun. Now, if anybody who does it just because they love it and it's fun, like, more power to you, because that's what got me on the trail of studying. Like, once I learned something, it was like something else was opening up right there as I was learning that. So that was like really cool to me. And I'm that type of person, like I'm into that type of shit, and that's what happened to me. And that's what I did. I studied, I learned different shit that I had no intent of even learning. But I didn't even want to stay on this all this long. But we were still just talking about it. It's just, I respect research, you know, because it's pretty much damn near all we got right now, right? Like, shit, that's all we got. Most of the time. But I know any adult who's worth their weight knows that life has too many motherfucking variables for that. What's going on? Yeah, but it's just we don't have anything else. That's what we got to use. But one thing I do know is I'm not ODing on nothing. That's why I say I know about fucking secret societies. I know about all of that shit, but I'm not ODing on that shit. I'm not ODing on everything's a secret society, because then you become a jackass and you start pushing that shit on every single person that you encounter. And that shit is wrong. Like, what the fuck? There's no way in hell that would be the case. The hell? I'm not ODing on that shit. And you guys, it feels so good out here. It is unfucking unbelievable. The wind is blowing really hard, but it doesn't matter. It feels awesome. I don't have to wear a jacket. My hands aren't cold. But yeah, man, Root's a fucking weirdo, man. Like I said, I tried on behalf of the people who are around in my little groups and in my chats, and who come and watch my videos, and they say things like, hey man, just cut him some slack, you know he crazy, and shit like that. And I agree with them wholeheartedly. And so I would cut him slack, and I let him come around, but he's a fucking dumbass, yo. Like, I was like, I don't know, I don't understand, what is your end goal? Like, what are you trying to prove? What is the point of all the stupid shit that you say and do? And it's stupid. And then I don't like people who are not factual and genuine. Like, nigga, you could make jokes and you could make a video about somebody, but you could still make it factual. Unless you just straight joking, and you're not straight joking. You're pretending like you're telling the truth about me. You're telling people that I slander women, and I was talking about some shit. You guys heard it last night about me supposedly hating women and wanting to bash women and all that. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And you know what everybody else who was around was saying, Ruth? What the fuck are you talking about? And again, what did I do? Like I always do, all Moors. I challenge you to provide facts, evidence, and proof, or a witness with personal first-hand knowledge to attest to everything you just said. And you'll always get crickets. I was going on that little school shooting thing because I was going to talk more about it probably tonight if I stream, depending on what time Triple C TV goes on. But I was going to stream about it a little bit, you know, and give my little position on it, because it's generally not what the population's position is. We over here, we try to look for different angles to approach and to get to the bottom of something, not always just go down that road that we're led. You know, like people who read books all the time and think that everything they read in the book is an actual fact. That should be a disease. We should come up with a name for that disease. We've got obesity now. We've got we've got to come up with something for that. You know? And I want to thank Google for helping out all people who may not know what obesity is. I want to thank Google for displaying an image on via a YouTube video image of obesity. If you would go and Google obesity, there's a person you will know this person if you have been around this community. And due to his recent fiasco and tactics and other shit, I will be giving him the image that you see, a partner, because he is now seems to be suffering from some form of obesity. Initially, I thought it was some sort of alcohol-related, you know, issue from people who drink at, you know, 9:40 in the morning, hard liquor, and then have the nerve to get mad because somebody else said, bro, you know you should be out gainfully employed or doing something if you don't run your own business. If you ran your own business and you didn't have to do anything and the money just came in and you want to just wake up in the morning and drink liquor, more power to you, man. Who the fuck am I to say anything? But nigga, if you fucking driving around all day making YouTube videos in parking lots and shit, like, what you doing, man? Go get yourself together, nigga. It's hard, G. It's hard for us who've been doing it. The fuck? And then you make a fucking punk ass YouTube video about, like, I'm talking shit about brothers who struggling, nigga, like I ain't one of them. That's why I don't like Root. And especially because he calls himself a Moor, and now I can't no more. I could never identify with being a Moor ever again. Mainly because Root does. And Root's an agent because he says everybody else is an agent. And I think one of the main tactics of an agent would be to convince everybody that everybody else is an agent so you wouldn't know that they were an agent. So that's why I think you're an agent, Root. Because you go through all the links to try to convince everybody else that somebody else is an agent, though you have no evidence whatsoever of no type of agenty behavior. You don't even have evidence to back up the shit that you were saying about me. About me supposedly dissing women and all this shit that you was lying about. You played a fucking video, you little dumbass. You played a video. This nigga played a video saying and showing all my videos, saying all he do is talk about people. See, that proves he an agent. And I went right to his page and did the same exact thing. Started playing, showing y'all the names of all his videos, and everyone he was talking shit about somebody. From me to Darkman X to Sonetta to Sabir Bey to anybody you could think of, Javen Bullets, talking shit to Javen Bullets. I don't talk shit to Javen Bullets. I don't talk shit to none of these people except the same people I've been doing my thing against from the time I started doing this shit. It's been a couple of new pickups along the way. And just a couple. Nigga, Root, you just came in the game. You don't know none of these people. Sonetta don't know who the fuck you are. You was in the chat the other day screaming and yelling, nigga, trying to fucking get his attention so you could bang with him. Sonetta don't want none of Root. Like, what? That shit's pathetic, yo. Root, you going about this shit the wrong way. Because apparently you trying to get an AdSense check and run your YouTube page and be like that type of shit. Do you know how long it's going to take for that shit to happen, nigga? You know how long I was on YouTube before I got a fucking AdSense check? And people know who I am. If you say one of my show's names, people know who that is, what show it is. Even if they don't really know me, for real. They'll know and heard that I have a show. So imagine that for you, Root. Nobody's checking for you. Nobody fucking cares. Because you're an evil little man, man. You talk shit about people and then talk shit about people who talk shit about other people. You mad I bang on Sonetta? Cause that's who you see me talking about. You mad I bang on Polite? Cause that's who you see me talking about. You mad I bang on Michael Edwards' weird fucking retarded ass? Cause that's who you see me talking about. You mad you see me banging on Izzy, Dizzy, trouble, shit starting ass for no reason. Wake up in the morning just starting shit with people ass. Huh? You mad I bang on MG? What the fuck? They ain't even got nothing to do with it for real. I mean, as far as you're concerned, any business of yours, fuck are you? So, as standard, we're gonna take a little break so I could go turn this in. Okay, people, I hope y'all entertained yourselves while I did what I needed to do. So in closing, we're gonna get more into this school shootings stuff this evening, and that's probably gonna be it. I'm not gonna make a streamathon about it so I can get YouTube views like other dipshits gonna do months and months on end. But we will talk about something that's serious, of course. And also, my Moorish brothers and sisters are on the clock, yo. It's time to start answering certain little questions. Are the books that you read synonymous with fact? That being one of them. Because when I start asking you questions of fact and all you do is refer me to cross-referencing in books, fundamentally we have a problem as far as I'm concerned. Derek Jones Talks Live. This has been your morning art stream. Peace, peoples.